So I'm back. I'm making another video. This one's more personal per se, but it's kind of like a me and my love life kind of thing, but like not really. Not love life, but like why I'm the way I am and why I think I have philophobia and like
What is philophobia? People who have philophobia have a fear of love. This fear is so intense that they find it difficult, sometimes impossible, to form and maintain loving relationships. Philos is the Greek word for loving or beloved. Phobos, phobia, is the Greek word for fear. Why do I have a fear of love? Often people can trace their fear or phobia to traumatic childhood experiences. Philophobia may be a protective response. If you don't allow yourself to develop loving feelings for someone, you lower your risk of heartache and pain. Potential philophobia causes include people designated female at birth are more likely to experience phobia disorder. Risk factors include family history. Witnessing a parent or loved one struggle with a phobia or anxiety disorder may make you more likely to have the same fears. Genetics. Some research suggests that some people have gene changes that make them more prone to anxiety disorders or phobias. Other phobias. It's common to have more than one phobia. Someone with a fear of love may also fear commitment, gamophobia, rejection, or abandonment. People who fear love may react in different ways. You may be unable to have intimate relationships, experience extreme anxiety when in a relationship, and constantly worrying about the relationship ending, feel afraid of your partner or their emotions, push people away, or end relationships abruptly. First one and the last one are more me, because like I don't even let it get to the part where it gets to like a relationship, because like I'm like physically, mentally unable to do that. And it's like I don't even have like talking stages. I've never had a talking stage or anything of the sort where it's like I could have even gotten that far, because my brain just shuts off when it comes to like any kind of like scenario like that. I don't even have any guy friends or anything like that, because I'm not putting myself in a situation where anything, could come from that. Like it's bad. Some causes I've read online of like things that could cause philophobia is children who experience their parents' argumentative divorce, parental death, abandonment, or child abuse may find it difficult to feel love for others. The same holds true for adults who experience infidelity, divorce, abuse, or abandonment. I feel like for my case, this is kind of true, because like from my parents and all that stuff, they used to like have like arguments and fight a lot when I was younger and all those things. And like growing up, I never really had, looking back at it, I never really had any positive examples of like relationships. Rather, whether it's marriages or regular like dating relationships, all those things, there weren't like, I never had like a positive example of that. So it kind of makes sense why I'm the way I am. Fear of rejection or abandonment. Having a parent leave you as a child can lead to a fear of love. Adults who experience repeated rejections from partners or friends may become afraid to love. Cultural or religious pressures. Certain cultures arrange marriages without much, if any, consideration about love. You may become afraid to love others because you feel you have no say in who your partner is. Someone who's LGBTQ+ may fear love if their religion or culture opposes the relationship. I feel like for me, this holds true for me in a way where it's like, it's not really listed, but I feel like the topic of like religious pressures, at some point, like probably like 2-3 years ago, I don't know why, but like I kind of had this idea where it's like, oh, it was like sounded like really like religious, like extreme religion, where it's like, oh, people shouldn't be having sex if they're not planning, if it's not for marriage or you're not waiting for marriage. I sounded, it was extreme. And like I feel like I kind of had like a phase where it's like I was like really kind of like in that mindset of like anything, relationship, like I don't know, it was weird because it just came out of nowhere. And like I just had beliefs like that, and I was like really serious about it. And yeah. Disinhibited social engagement disorder. A child who doesn't receive attention, love, and validation from a parent or another trusted source may grow up fearing love. These children tend to connect better with strangers than people who love them. The SED is a type of reactive attachment disorder. I feel like for this one's kind of true, but I don't think I have a disorder. But like, it's like kind of what I said later, where it's like I'll talk about like my dad, him being like those kind of like like they live with you, like those dads that live with you, but like he's not emotionally there as a father. And it's like, it's so ironic that like me and my siblings, we don't live with him right now, But like right now in this stage of our lives, even though we don't live with him, he's more emotionally present than he was when we used to live with him when we were younger. And it's actually crazy. Even though we don't even talk to him every day, or like, he doesn't live with us, I feel like he's more emotionally present than he was back then when he used to live with us, which is wild. And some symptoms of philophobia is when you experience feelings of love, you may have these physical symptoms: dizziness, dry mouth, extreme feeling of dread or terror, nausea, vomiting or diarrhea, profuse sweating, rapid breathing and heart rate, shaking or trembling, shortness of breath. I feel like for me, like the symptoms that I have are like the ones of like extreme feeling of dread or terror. That shit, like the thought terrifies me. Like I get like anxious, like like my palms get like cold and like clammy kind of thing. I don't get nausea or vomiting or diarrhea, but like, and like rapid heart rate and all that stuff. But like, it's like rather than like shaking, it's like I kind of like freeze a bit, like.
My attachment style, which is like, I think, avoidant.
Avoidant attachment styles refer to a psychological and emotional pattern characterized by an individual's tendency to avoid emotional closeness and dismiss the importance of intimate relationships, often as a self-protective measure. Avoidant individuals tend to have a negative view of others and a mostly positive view of themselves. They believe other people are untrustworthy and dishonest, whereas they themselves are confident and capable and do not need the support of anyone else. Individuals with an avoidant attachment style often have difficulty forming and maintaining deep emotional connections with others. They may feel uncomfortable with intimacy, fear dependence on others, and strongly desire independence and self-reliance. This attachment style usually develops as a result of emotional rejection and neglect from primary caregivers in early childhood. For these individuals, avoidance and withdrawal become their strategy to protect themselves from experiencing more pain and abandonment.
Just like what avoidant would like suggest, it's like something with like childhood and all that stuff. I feel like for me, it's like rooted in childhood, and I think it's like more so my dad's side, because it's like he was like those kind of dads who, they're like the breadwinners, but like they're like not there. You live with them. There's like no emotional like attached, like he's not emotionally there. Off of my memory, like I can't think of any memory where he's like been there emotionally as a kid. So I think I kind of got that there.
Like my dad, like has a lot of not great qualities. Like he's a whore. He has like, I feel like when I was younger, he had like a gambling kind of like, I think it was a gambling addiction and a bunch of other things, So I'm glad that's the kind of like a little thing that I could see a similarity between me and him being, because I'm glad I didn't get other things and a lot of other things that I didn't really list. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't get those other things, because looking at the other things qualities he has, I'm kind of glad I got something similar to that, or so I could see like, that being why I'm the way I am. I'm glad I got that rather than other things. No shade to him.
And it's like, even from when I was younger, like in elementary, I used to be like, oh, I'd have crushes and all that stuff, but like I didn't want to pursue anything past that. And it made sense. I'm in elementary, it made sense. Even though I had friends, who were like in relationships, but like that was not my thing. But like, it made sense. It made sense, I'm a kid, so I was like, oh, it made sense. And like, junior high school / middle school, like, oh, I had like one crush, I think, one crush. No, like a few crushes, Some of them weren't really serious, but like even then I didn't really want to pursue anything, because like what's the point? And it's like in high school, I had crushes again, and like I didn't want to pursue anything, and what I told myself was like, oh, it's not gonna work out. High school relationships, most of them don't work out, and it's like when I get in college, that's when I'm gonna like actually like, okay, put in time and effort, like, okay, I'm gonna be on the market, That's what I told myself. And even looking at it now, I'm like, oh, I was coping, like, oh. And I don't know why in my mind I was being delusional, thinking that just because I get a certificate in like, oh, in June, that it's gonna be like some easy switch, when it's not, and I'm still the same way. Like, I don't know, I was being delusional, but like pretty much, yeah. And if you guys relate to this, let me know in the comments, or even if you don't, just if you have any thoughts, just let me know. And I'm trying to get to 200 by the end of December, by the end of January. So like and subscribe, please. That really helps me a lot. And thank you for watching and even getting this far. But I mean, it's a short video, but like still, yeah, thank you.